Oh, we're
We're
live.
We're
Let's do it live. I just have Scarlett on my screen. This is the episode.
That's it. It began and ended with that.
I don't know where to begin with this. Will, Kristen. So I'm watching Drag Race, All-Star 6. Not experts. We've seen season 6, 11, 12, 13, and we're currently watching season 7 over on the Patreon if you want to follow along with us.
Yes.
Patreon.com/so I'm watching this show. Woo. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. Okay.
15 likes on this video. Go!
Okay. I don't know where to start. This was a good one for us because it was a lot of season 11.
Yeah, it was a lot of season 11 content. It was a lot of what felt like emotional growth and then backsliding a little.
And redemptions.
And redemptions.
So this is interesting. And it's kind of what I assumed would be the issue with All Stars, but it's like there's not really a bottom.
Right.
I mean, obviously people can do poorly, but it's like trying to pick who went home this episode was like all 3 commercials were fine.
Yeah,
they were all good.
I think none of them especially stood out from the other. And so that's when the judges were like, well, this one was clearly better. I was like, was it?
The Fix It Bitch was the best because it was the most realized.
That's
and it
fair.
actually was a infomercial.
Yeah, okay.
Where it's fair. Like the Exercise Queens started and ended as an infomercial, but it mostly just sort of played out as a parody of The Exorcist.
Sure. And also just like sort of a Lifetime movie if they were like 180 seconds long.
So Exercise Queens, for starters, the name.
Yeah.
So funny.
The Exercise Queens. Yeah.
That's 3 puns.
It is. It really is.
3 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
And I think they wrote this. Like they weren't given, sometimes they're given prompts. Sometimes they're given full scripts.
So I feel like they might have been given prompts, but I don't.
Like a theme.
Because every single one of them was $69, which, you know, I mean,
I actually just believed that was the pun. Everyone
they just
settled on.
Every single one of them was like, oh my God, but if it was $69, that would be hilarious.
Well, it was so funny because I really like seeing, so Eureka is, I like, actually, I'm a little bit glad we are doing this because now I want to go back and watch.
Sure. Which season is Eureka from?
9 or 10, I think. But again, with us, we like having entry points.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's like, it would be so much easier for me to sell to you and Rachel. I'll be like, well, this is the season Eureka's on. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
If you like it, we're probably going to end up covering most of the seasons. It was really fun and funny watching Eureka and Scarlett and Kylie work together because Kylie was hanging on by the skin of her teeth. And she actually ended up doing really well.
The issue was that Eureka and Scarlett both were like, and like, it would be totally fine if we just like improv. And Kylie was like, so you don't want to have a script? And they were like, no. But
we can have one, but we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. But like, if you're in the weeds, I can just like come in and like play off of you or whatever. And Kylie was like, I need the words. I need to know the words.
So Scarlett is my favorite. The way I watch any reality show competition is I pick the prettiest one at first glance, and then I cling to that.
Yeah.
Like I'm in a hurricane. So Scarlett, I am ride or die for Scarlett. And I think she's great. Yeah. I think she belongs here. I think that this runway is probably one of the best runways 100%. I've ever seen. And that's just including fashion.
She's like not good at dancing.
She wasn't very good at dancing. And the thing is, she's a fine actress, improviser, but you mostly get
the same thing.
Some variation of that.
Marilyn Monroe and How to Catch a Millionaire.
My favorite is this. I mean, he's probably never done a day's worth of exercise in his life. His go-to was, we're going to be doing crunches.
Oh, yeah, crunches. We're like, but then what are these called? And I was like, curls. Bicep curl.
Never worked out a day in her life. No. I do think Eureka stole it. Yeah. She had the best material. I guess it's a running joke because they did it in season 6 when they had to do the scary movie, like the 60s and the 80s scary movie. And it's the play on from The Exorcist. She says, your mother sucks cocks in hell. Mm-hmm. And they keep doing variations of it.
Oh, okay.
Because one of them was like, your mother burns frocks in hell. And Eureka said one in this where I was like...
isn't The Exorcist kind of like a weird queer touch point? Because
probably.
of like Linda Blair?
I don't know, maybe. Any horror usually is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it weirdly kind of is. Well, also, isn't Ellen Burstyn her mother? Yeah, that's it.
Because she basically runs around the entire house just screaming, like just blaspheming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's not helping.
That's not helping get rid of the demon.
But, my favorite part about their whole bit is that they only barely fixed Eureka. She was still sort of like possessed.
A monster. Yeah.
It was sort of like at the end of Shaun of the Dead or the zombie movies.
They've just got him like in the backyard.
They just figure out how to make it work. That was truly my favorite part. The Rent-A-Queen, the thing is, because they ended up on the bottom, so Rent-A-Queen was Silky, Jan, Akira, and Ginger.
Yeah.
They're all good.
I agreed with... I'm sorry. I think I'm with the rest of the queens. Jan and Ginger should have been excluded from that narrative because Jan and Ginger did amazing in that commercial.
They were all good.
They were all fine, yeah.
And again, without a bad skit, you have to be nitpicky.
Right.
And so the thing is, it was just a lot. It was a lot. And they commented on that because even Silky, which God bless her. Here's the thing. I was actually pumped to watch the season. And at first I was like, oh God, Silky. And then I was like, you know what? Let's see what she does. And I feel like Silky came into this season with so much growth, and I'm actually disappointed that she's gone already. Although, twist, whatever. We'll see what the twist is.
Gone, but not forgotten. I don't really know what's happening.
My brain is shit anyways, so it's like, actually, I have a good memory, but when it comes to reality TV washing over me, I remember not liking Silky, but I don't remember specifics. I don't remember
nothing but drama and no offense, and then the meanest thing anybody's ever said to you.
Well, because she started to do it at the end of this episode and caught herself, and it was so endearing. I liked her so much this round.
That was the backsliding I mentioned at the beginning. Just a little bit of backsliding. Then she was I'm going to stop.
Yeah, but I think that was the part. That was the growth. Yeah. And I think, because I'm nervous that her takeaway has been that she needs to go back to the way she was before.
No.
I think that there's a very healthy in-between.
Yeah.
Because
she even mentioned multiple times in this episode that she got two in her head because she was trying so hard not overbear, to be disliked like she was before.
And it was vicious, because that's something that, for instance, I was showing Rachel some videos, and since I like Scarlet, we were watching Scarlet. And she talks about how, she was like, people think we get approval on edits and stuff.
Yeah.
And Scarlett was like, we're watching it as it airs, and we filmed it 6 months ago.
Right.
So a lot of times it's like they don't even realize how they're coming off until 6 months after it's already happened.
And
they've moved on.
Yeah, and there's also hours and hours and hours of footage that they probably forget the cameras are there. And so it's And
I do know.
Which that could be the thing is potentially Silky's edit was bad. And that is.
I mean, I think she was giving them a lot to work with.
I agree.
But I really, really, really appreciated her arc.
Yes.
This season. And I hope, because she is good. She is funny. She is interesting. I agreed. I don't know how her runway had anything to do with that.
It was the opposite color.
Yeah.
The rest of them were all Scarlett's was the same fabric. Jan's was an elevated thing. They all were.
It needed to have a semblance of what it was.
Just keep it blue, man. Or pick a look. I know she did red looks in season 11. Just pick a red look, because it was what she was wearing was amazing. But I was with Ross and Michelle where I was like, I'm not getting redemption from this because it doesn't look like what you did before.
But. Yeah, so their skit, it was good. It just, like I said, it was a lot. It wasn't streamlined.
Sure.
And I agree, Ginger, the fucking Richard Simmons voice.
My doctor told me I needed to lose a few pounds, so I called Rent-A-Queen for my own personal chef.
That's the thing, is it wasn't a Richard Simmons voice. It was something else, but it was so correct. Richard Simmons is a very he's got a higher octave of a voice, and so Ginger was doing like a lower octave than Ginger's voice, but it worked so good. It was so funny.
And actually, to the Jan, so Jan finally got her critiques. Careful what you wish for.
They were mostly good.
Yeah. Well, yes. But it was frustrating to me because this was. If I had to rank all of Jan's work, this would not have been at the top. Well, not to say it was bad. But it also wouldn't have been
at the bottom.
No, well, I mean, I don't know. It was just fine, I thought. But
I do, you were right, though. I didn't realize until you said it that this is the first time Jan has ever gotten critiques, which, like, literally, I feel like she was like my kingdom for an insult from Michelle Visage.
Well, because I think she said that in this last year where she was like, just give me something. Like, anything. Even if it's negative, I don't care. It was like, I don't know how to alter, like, I don't know how to improve if I don't know what
I'm doing wrong. Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not even wrong. It's just some things work better than others.
Sure.
So yeah, we had the runway. They were good. They were all good.
Even Eureka's, which I want to say is my least favorite, was an elevated version of what she was redeeming.
Well, and I thought Michelle's note was really good.
Yeah.
Because remember, we had a similar thing with Nina West.
Yeah.
Where Michelle was like, you need to you're a big out, girl.
Like, balance your padding.
And she was like, and you keep going top heavy.
Yeah.
And
you're already top heavy. You've got a Dorito.
And I thought that was really interesting. I mean, we said Scarlett. She came out just full Maggie Smith, Ursula Andress, Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Like, and I was trying to get a look at it because it almost looked like gold molding. Like, it almost looked like it was plastic or marble, like hard, like she was sculpted.
I will say I do have a couple of nitpicks about these redemption looks because in the first place, Scarlett's original look didn't need redemption. It was stunningly beautiful on its own.
She had a couple of lousy looks. Yeah. Like, I was like...
It just, like, she just put on more of it. And then my other issue is a lot of them did a redemption for their promo look. And I was like, aren't they professionally styled for their promo look? So they're all in, like, a cohesive...
So that, I think that's part of our being newer to it.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact Trinity and Katya have complained about their season 7 promo.
Okay.
Like, they've been like, oh God, do you remember that? It was a disaster.
Because I thought, Trinity looked great in this one, but I didn't think her promo look was bad.
I think it's like... Remember when Desperate Housewives was on and each season the ad campaigns got bigger?
Okay.
So I think they started off in like matching black dresses. Okay. And then now we're in full blown Cirque du Soleil.
Sure. Like season 13 was like Sherbert.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's happening.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Because the ones that were sort of criticizing it, they were from earlier seasons.
Yeah, okay. Because the couple that I liked the best was Akira and Raja. Because they like legitimately improved on the thing they did poorly in.
If I had a second, it was Raja.
It was good.
This like dryad look
it was good.
Sickening! Never gonna do that again. It was stunning.
Because I think I would go for Akira because first of all, I liked her original caftan, even though I agree with Ross, it wasn't a caftan, but it was like the butterfly cape. But this fucking caftan was the tits.
I wanted some pink.
Okay, fair.
I wanted it to match a little bit more than it did.
But still.
I just love that Raja was like, do you remember that look that... Because frankly, I dug her concept for the farm to table. But...
Well, so Michelle was like, it's really hard to tailor burlap. And I was like, okay, fair. But she made it pants. She successfully made a pair of pants.
Well, remember, they also are weird. It's like they don't like boy drag. They're also very... like sticklery for pants. There's ways to do it.
Okay. I don't know. I did like tons of them. Like last week, Ginger wore like, or was that in season 7? When we've been watching so much Drag Race, I can't remember what's what. She wore the Elvis thing. That was season 7. I just like bodysuit pants are okay, but it's still pants. I like, where's the line?
Not too much. Just
like women wear tailored pants.
Yeah, but they don't want to see like because like if you come out in a bodysuit like 3 weeks in a row.
Oh sure, yeah.
Michelle's gonna have words for you.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times the heavier queens talk about like the skinny girls can put a corset on every week and be fine. And they're like, oh my God, this is the definition of fashion. And I mean,
someone got in trouble for that, for wearing like a leotard like 4 weeks in a row on like season 11 or 12.
Yeah, I don't remember. I do remember that happened though.
And I was like, I don't know, they look good in it though.
But no, Raja is a dark horse for me this season because I remembered not liking her in her season, but I couldn't quite remember why. And two things were brought to my attention. Well, for starters, remember Evie? I forgot how prickly Evie was.
Evie was super prickly, but it was like roughly halfway through the season we finally found out why, and it's like she had that weird like collagen where she like wrinkled her head. It was
it was also a similar thing with Utica where it was like she was just kind of weird and
and got bullied, and it was sort of like doubled down.
So she came in real hot, and her and Raja clashed, but also. It was so nice to hear Raja be like, I had a bad attitude. I needed to sort of like that scene.
Yep.
Are you like weirdly shipping Scarlett and Raja now?
Why not?
That scene was so like, it was, and that's one of the things.
I wanted Loki to make out with the clone of himself. Scarlett and Raja, get to it.
Well, and that's the thing I think with Scarlett and frankly a lot of these queens with season 7 as we're watching, we're dealing probably a little bit with like Pearl and Violet, where it's like. I think sometimes people are just different. Mm-hmm. People just have sort of like, that's just what they're like.
Yeah.
And so I think because Scarlett is very beautiful and very airy, it comes off as bitchy or mean or cruel when she's actually just kind of, because she's very stoic. Mm-hmm. She keeps her mouth shut when they are doing these untucked conversations and stuff.
We've noticed that a lot recently with stuff, because we were just watching something else too. Trinity, maybe somebody recently was like just being quiet in the background, and we were like, growth. So nice. It's so easy to just be quiet.
So like her checking on Raja, it was just really interesting, and it was so nice actually getting to see them sort of be like, because implied they worked off screen on their relationship, but then also to be like, because Scarlett was like, I was nervous to come back and compete with you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I loved it. We really love to see the sisterhood between the queens. They care about each other's color blending.
Yeah. Showgirls commentary joke.
It's a deep cut showgirls.
But also you're right, at the same time I am sort of like, now kiss.
Also,
they have too much lipstick on to kiss.
Raja's headpiece was real.
Real what?
Leaves,
flowers, yeah.
It was actual floral.
Cool.
That is a huge pet peeve of mine, especially anything that's going to be in a close-up.
Sure.
It's like...
I can agree with that.
We were talking Midsummer. It's like, of course she can't have that well, I mean, she could. Alexander McQueen did it. But that giant gown.
But I think Alexander McQueen had temperature control in a way that Midsummer did not.
But I'm like, the scenes of her face, I mean, they can put actual daisies around her face.
Sure.
Or just like, you can
daisies.
In Midsummer, those were like daisies. Or poppies. You can also like construct, like there are wax flowers, like there are other... You don't just have to go to a craft store to go to Hobby Lobby and raid the like.
You shouldn't be going to Hobby Lobby anyway.
I had to go the other day. It is so big.
They don't like women's health.
So big.
They don't like women's reproductive health.
They had like an entire mermaid section.
That's pretty sweet, but they don't like the gays either, I don't think.
Well, I don't either, so.
You have to cut that.
We agree with one thing. The Pandora, I still like Pandora. Yeah. She seems reliable.
She seems like she's gonna make it to like not the top 4, but like just before the top 4.
Mm-hmm. Yara, and I know that in her season, like she's from season 3, I think, which we haven't watched, and I know that a lot of that's crucial to sort of understanding her arc this season. I don't feel strongly either way. I do like her. She seems insane.
She seems like
like a total crazy person.
Totally bananas. And I'm not like against it.
No.
But it is like she's over, like they're all trying to work on their thing, and she is like across the workroom with scissors, huge scissors on her tongue. I don't
distrust her.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I trust her.
No.
Like if I were in a group with her.
She's like, you know, the Looney Tunes Roadrunner and you like for a minute you're like, she's on my side, she's on my team, and then she drops an anvil on you and you're like, what?
So Trinity won.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Trinity this season. She still there's
something about her that's like not 100%, because she like,
I mean, she definitely had a point that the other 2 weeks they came in and congratulated everybody.
Yeah, but I think it was so different that there were 4 queens in the bottom this time as opposed to just 2. And she was like, you just aren't telling me I did a good job. And it's like, Michelle and RuPaul already told you did a good job.
Sure. I think she had a point, but
she had a point.
It was funny that she had a this is my moment moment on an episode in which
Oh. Come on, All-Star 6. Let's get sickening. Oh.
The original.
Yeah.
So Laganja Estranja.
I'm feeling very attacked.
With a lot of these queens, maybe it's the distance, maybe it makes the heart grow fonder. I feel so much better about a lot of these people after the fact.
Well, also with specifically Laganja, we just found out that she's
come out as trans.
Came out as trans. And so for me, that's a big part of a lot of this, is it's like so many of these queens feel more comfortable in their own skin in a way that like makes them more appealing across the board.
Well, there was a thing about her in season 6 that didn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
And she's still like recognizably the same person, but it fits now in a way that it didn't fit. Like she hadn't broken it in season 6.
Which is, I think, something that's so fascinating about a contestant like Gottmik, who we liked so much, who was already being their authentic self 100% across the board.
And I mean, Laganja might not have known. I don't know. I have not studied.
Potentially, yeah.
And so, because you made a comment about how Laganja still had like the affectation, like she still kind of spoke the same way and all that.
But it didn't feel as bad. Like it didn't feel as put on.
It wasn't as grating. And also there's a thing.
She also looked so hot.
So good. Oh my God. But there's a thing about when people are doing something, when people do something and other people respond to it and we're like, this is annoying, stop doing it. And they don't stop. I'm sort of like,
well, okay.
Well, I mean, who
am I to say?
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I guess this is what you are doing. You know what? There's just something about it that it's like, okay, I'm almost impressed. Where I don't really have any strong reason to talk about. We talked about Jan's dress a little bit. We talked about, we didn't really talk about Ginger's intergalactic silver. I agree with Michelle. I wish it was more of a harem pant.
Yeah, it would the tailoring of it and the placement of the specific garments was a little bit off-putting, but it was fine, but it was not special.
So, man, is that really it? That might be it. I was like, we talked a lot. I was like, I have a lot to say, but.
So Silky went home, but not. I'm ready for this twist to. Let's do something with this.
Well, I haven't experienced this personally. It's more anecdotally, but I know Ru loves a stunt, and they don't all pay off.
Okay,
is what I hear. So it's like, if this is going to pay off, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But it's like, if all this means is that we're going to do another like family relation challenge. Where the queens that are left have to do a makeover to make them look like
themselves. Yeah, okay.
That's going to feel a little bit like a...
God, we're going to get another Tina Burner hate crime at some point.
So yeah, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this.
Me too.
And I think it is the all-star component of it.
Because there's less... Well, first of all, we know half of them. And there's not as much drama, which is really nice and helpful to me. Because I like the drama sometimes, but it's like I like to watch the drama unfolding naturally. And if this was drama, it would feel so manufactured because they already know each other's shit.
And it's like you don't want drama that's like from like, take these people and put them in a hot room and flick the lights on and off.
Yeah.
And let's get drama out of them. It's like, no, let it organically unfurl. I did want to say, actually, because you bristle at it every time, and I don't think it's quite that bad. And round of applause to both Akira and Silky for that just beautiful, mature conversation.
100%. Akira literally was like, I know if you
not feel bad about...
You need to vote for me. And I was like, that's nice.
I do sort of like that they're voting for who's going home. It's very a jury of your peers.
Okay, I don't mind the voting. I don't like the whipping of the votes. I don't like that the queens who are in trouble then have to plead their case.
Yeah, but sometimes people want that. And so I do like that it's not just Ru on a whim.
Sure.
Like making a call. I think it's interesting. I do. So I
definitely, I don't think it's not interesting. It just like, it's the whipping of the votes that is the thing that I'm currently having the problem with, because they have to just be like, I'm not ready to go. And like none of them ever have a different answer. They're always not ready to go. No one's ready to go. No one wants to go home.
Apparently we need to watch All Stars 2.
Oh, why? Did somebody say?
Somebody. There's an exciting, or 3, it's 2 or 3. Something exciting happens along those lines.
Okay.
I know someone throws themselves under the bus instead
okay. Yeah. We'll see.
So yeah, I'm actually loving this, and within reason, because we have had a lot of Drag Race rapid fire, but I am looking forward to continuing the backlog and also, seeing where all this goes. Because I honestly think that's one of the benefits of Ru changing things up so frequently.
It never feels stale.
When things work, great. When they don't, they don't keep it. Yeah. Or we just wait a few years and bring it back and give it another try. So
we'll see.
All right. Yep. Like I said, head on over to the Patreon if you want to follow along as we watch season 7. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe 9, then 3. And I don't know. I just don't want to watch 1 because of that terrible filter. I tried and I was like, I can't do this.
What we should do is we should do it, but we should put like a layer of saran wrap over our camera.
Just Vaseline.
I think if we put Vaseline on the camera, Will would hurt us physically.
Well, at a certain point, it's going to be completionist. It's going to be like, I have to. I mean,
definitely.
Yeah. So follow us and head on over to soimwatching.com. And that's where we link out to everything.
Ooh. Bye.
I need to interrupt you.
You have to walk over here and stand in front of the camera because it's too good.
It's really hot at work today. Okay.
I love it.
You're welcome.